Reject Nation, it is time to go commando.
Woo!
Creature Commando.
I'm not wearing underwear.
Yeah, neither am I. It's time for the commando.
We took them off before filming.
That's right.
Right in this room.
Together, looking at each other's eyes.
It was comfortable.
It was like, we're going to be Creature.
I've never felt
Commando.
more connected to anybody.
Really strong bond. You know,
really strong.
The monster metaphor, there's a lot of layers to the Creature Commando.
Oh, ain't that the truth?
We're going to dive in to episode 7, the finale. Loving this show. Hope you are too. Leave a comment below. Let us know how you're digging it. Leave a like on this video to know that you like our enjoyments and our experience and our commentary on this video. Hit that subscription bell if you haven't already. And while you're pressing buttons, I want you to press a bunch of buttons called your keyboard, typing up a thank you to Prepper. You send him a whole message. You send him a letter to Santa Claus. It's a little late, but you send them a message. And I'd also like to thank the fine folks over at Patreon, without whom these lights don't go on. They keep us going. Thank you, Patreon. Every one of the patrons get this in its entirety, all of the R-rated goodness. They sync up with their own copy on HBO Max, and they watch the experience unedited of us watching Creature Commandos. You can also check out exclusive watch-alongs that John and Greg do just for patrons. That is enough of me talking. Let's hear these characters talk in 3, 2, 1, finale.
Coy saw my weasel.
Those message boards, Greg, they're going to love that intro. We're going to see a lot of clip outs. Dark times, the internet.
She's giving birth to Nina.
Here we have it.
And her voice sounds like, because it's muffled, like it's in the...
It's
A shape of water.
It's the shape of water.
And it's blue. It's her colors.
She does get her own episode.
It seems her lungs are mostly outside of her body.
Lungs, pancreas.
Maybe you can develop a way to keep her alive.
Nina. Her name is Nina.
He loves her.
Whoa. Wow, that was a quick and impactful intro.
Does he have plans to do like a live action of them?
I hope so. I know they're cast to be in both.
How cool would that be?
I would love that so much. I hope this does well.
By her very name, she belongs to me.
Oh, that's him, our very funny monster.
The bride. Her skin, shimmering, parched cerulean.
Guy just doesn't shut up about her.
Once I stop her from making this massive blunder, murdering the princess, an innocent like herself, and the beloved of my dearest friend Richard Flagg, I call him Rick. She will doubtlessly fall into my arms, and our heretofore screwball romantic comedy will become griffy. Focus, made for chick.
Heretofore. Oh my god, every monologue is just art.
Четиримата са още живи, доколкото знам, си на път да убият принцесата.
Да, господин.
Where the?
They're here. I really like that Rick Flag's the only human and he really got messed up by Clayface. That had some real stakes.
When
I
he was
miss
getting
him.
thrown against the wall, I was like, he must be superhuman. And then
I like that there's
immediately
actual consequence. Oh, consequence.
Still up to your old tricks.
The macabre humor is excellent.
These are the feeds from the past few days. Maybe they'll
Like you
show
can
us
handle
another
all the
way
guards.
in.
They could take out all the
Phosphorus
guards.
could just walk through.
Yeah.
Seems like we're not the princess's only monstrous visitors.
Oh.
My love!
Paramour of yours.
Oh, can it, Ghost Rider?
I thought it so many times.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
So many times watching it. Yeah.
Rick Flagg.
Save it for hell, you stalker piece of shit.
No.
No, silly. That's a caterpillar.
Oh. Why are you ostracizing her so much? She looks human still.
I just think she's having trouble coping with...
That is not a life.
What?
She's
Happy, Lily. She's having fun.
Today,
Yeah.
we could have taken her off those machines.
Don't say that.
She wouldn't have to.
Don't say that.
We still could.
No, Lily. No. She's our baby girl.
She's yours.
Oh my gosh.
She's an intuitive child.
That's exactly her whole character.
That's
High
why that
empath.
emotion, that strong, wrong emotion.
Her emotions flow like water.
They're raw like the ocean.
I'm gonna stay with my mother for a while.
Good. Aw, she's yearning for her.
That explains her empathy and always reaching out and trying to help.
Always so brutal in the way they do
The
it.
smoke at the end.
Why is it so...
Man.
like no merciful way to kill. His
His powers are so dynamic and gross.
I have a new treatment we're gonna try, and that means you won't have to wear this machine any longer.
Oh my God.
Wow, man.
If it pays off, poor sweet Nina won't need to lug around an extra 30 pounds of metal to stay alive.
He evolved her.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. The blue.
We're transforming her very DNA to help her
Hated
breathe
her.
despite the fluid in her lungs.
I mean, I guess it's better.
Oh, man.
What's happening?
Oh, the body horror.
Oh,
Ugh.
wow.
What a fast transformation. He somehow knew.
Daddy?
Wow. Man, I didn't like seeing kids in peril animated. That was a lot.
Вие на къде така сте тръгнала?
Отивам на сутрешно плуване, Сергей.
Сигурна ли сте, че това е разумно?
She's way too comfortable.
Yeah, I'm like, is she evil?
Няма да се прикривам, Сергей. Какъв пример е това за моя народ?
Let's see this pool.
Bet it's majestic, guarded by amethyst soldiers.
Great babies.
Wow, that's beautiful. Cool.
Aw.
Shh, be good, Weasel. Be good.
Oh, man.
My primary work, you may know, is in biogenetics.
I'm well aware and profoundly appreciative of your work, Dr. Mazursky.
She so is the rat catcher character because like
In
we
the
got the
episode
support.
set up and-
Also got the supportive father and stuff.
Also, she's about to go in the water.
Yes.
She's been homeschooled, but I thought she might be better off attending school with other children for socialization purposes. I mean,
We would, of course, love to welcome Nina into Emberton Prep.
wonderful.
But
Tell Principal Gale thank you, Nina.
Thank you, Principal Gale.
You're welcome.
I guess there's no but.
Okay, I was ready for it.
Oh, they are being douchebaggers.
Oh.
Say ribbit. Ribbit? I said say ribbit, bitch.
Why are people so awful?
Ribbit.
It is interesting how her tears do float. They're so pulpy.
You were wrong. How so? What? McPherson wasn't Mac. Flag.
Then how'd she get a vision? I mean,
The reason the vision was validated was McPherson, who's fake.
I know, but she still had a vision.
Yeah, but that could have been, she could implant it maybe. Like, she could control it. We only think she can't because of McPherson?
How the heck are we going to get to the princess with all these guards?
She's going into the water.
Yep, there's a water setup.
What?
But she's not going to want to hurt anybody.
Oh. So we're just going to have like a Carrie situation?
Yeah, I'm afraid someone's going to betray her that
Yeah.
acts kind.
I remember
It begins.
Nina!
Oh, these poor misfits.
I'm home. Where are you?
I love how her whole backstory is just so painted blue.
The wallpaper's a nice touch.
I love you more than anything in the world, and I am so grateful for everything you've done for me.
The aquarium bed.
I want to be free, and I want to free you of the burden that I know I am and have always been.
She's extremely physically fit.
I mean,
You could
swimming.
not have been a better father.
Oh,
but he was busy for great.
Oh, in the rain.
Great parallel.
But she's not going to want to hurt her. I'm wondering how that's going to go. I love that the editing actually feels edited. Then, like, there's a flourish to the cinematography.
It needs to be you, Nina.
Me?
Yes. The only way to get to her is under the water.
Isn't it perfect? It's fate.
Stab her. Then come straight back and we'll go out the way we came in.
I don't know how to kill someone.
You shove the blade into her belly and twist.
Ugh.
That's just another human out there in the pond. But you're a monster, like us.
Oof.
You said I wasn't a monster.
I was lying, because I'm a bitch. You're the biggest freak of us all.
Playing on the need to be accepted.
You can do it, kid.
Wow.
Mother and father.
Yeah.
Did I sound like I gave a shit?
creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Star City have heard reports of a sea creature.
I love that it's expanding out and out and out.
This photo was taken by a local photographer.
Looks like Gollum.
The fish and everything.
Nina.
Star City Metropolitan has brought in animal control experts from Metropolis.
Oh, he'd be reassured to know she's okay. Oh.
Let her go! She can't breathe air! Ugh. Step back.
Oh no, does the dad die here?
Sir, put your hands in the air!
Nina, you were never a burden.
Step back!
No, no.
Oh, no.
You were the greatest gift.
Oh.
Oh, no.
I can only imagine the responsibility she feels for this moment. I wonder if James Gunn was bullied.
I mean, he was in like a band and stuff. A lot of the things that are like outsider behavior.
He's really great at like writing characters who are on the outskirts and are bullied.
Yeah. I mean, he loves comics and music and...
What's up?
I don't know.
You notice James Gunn's wife is not in the show.
Flag said McPherson is not McPherson, then passed out again.
If Cersei isn't telling the truth, we're starting a war with Bakalova for no reason.
I know, John.
Oh my God, I'm out of shape.
It's Clayface just
Still
dead.
just murked.
Clayface. He's a shapeshifter.
Oh no.
I'm still embarrassed I was in disbelief that it was Clayface. That's crazy. He's Clayface.
We've been set up by that damn witch. We need to stop them from killing the princess now!
But why does the witch want to kill the princess?
We haven't gotten there yet.
Amanda Waller is on the phone for you.
People are strange.
When you're a stranger.
What a perfect song for this team.
Weasel, shut up!
Save her, Weasel.
Come on, Weasel. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, she's like the Jaws creature. Shark.
When you're down.
Oh, man. Don't do it, Nina.
Oh my God, he's going to take the stab. He's going to take the stab
I'm
for
so
her.
afraid.
Good. Go. She can fight.
Oh, and he can't
No, he
swim.
can't swim. He can't swim.
Oh. I'm worried for everyone.
Catastrophe. Oh.
Of course it's in her episode. Why didn't I see it?
I was just saying James Gunn doesn't kill off women.
Yeah.
And the one we didn't predict.
And the established friendship and then like giving her the episode. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is going to haunt her.
She's the one that sent her in there.
This is why she doesn't make connections.
Yeah.
Son of a... Halt! It is for you.
Ugh.
We made a mistake.
Holy shit.
Looking way more innocent now.
Wow. What a note to end your show on. Weasel's teeth was sharp enough to bite into
You
it.
saved the princess. We will build a monument in your honor.
I understand why you did what you did. You were following orders, I understand.
She's bad.
That sorceress Cersei tried to frame me. She's probably the one who truly wants to destroy the world, don't you think?
No. I think she was telling the truth about you.
Ah, you're funny.
I saw Clayface on the tapes.
What a great triple blind.
Oh.
First you seduced Flag to get him on your side. Then, after we captured Cersei, you suggested her.
Or Shelley's Frankenstein.
But Flag refused. So you sent one of your knights to spy on us. He must have seen McPherson visit Waller. So your only choice was to get your friend Clayface to make it look like she wasn't who she was.
Exactly, yeah.
Triple blind.
You were who Cersei said you were all along. A power-mad, sadistic, narcissistic Disney princess. But I want you to know, I'm not going to kill you because you're going to cause World War III. And I'm not doing it to save the world.
She's going to kill you for revenge.
Ilana, I'm killing you.
Revenge.
For Nina.
Because you took the life of the only friend I have. and the only one of us with an ounce of kindness in her veins.
Ooh, nice. I mean, you have evidence.
Wow.
Let's go.
Don't tell
Let's
Weasel.
make it fast.
Ooh. Played with our expectations.
They really got us, dude.
That's how it, yeah. It's like he knows what the audience will think. At least Frankenstein lives.
Yeah, there's no way. I think that's post-credit.
We converted one of the abandoned wings for you and your team.
My team?
Oh, cool.
He's got his shirt on, makes it weirder.
GI robot reporting for service, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Look at dumb hair girl.
You think Stallone returned?
I think it is.
Well, you in?
What else I gotta do?
Well, I know this guy.
Amazing.
What kind of soup is this?
Sparrow dropping soup.
Tastes disgusting.
Yes.
He made it. Here's your boy about to kill another old lady in the woods. That was the finale of Creature Commandos. Hopefully season 1 of many. I love that we got tricked into being tricked into being tricked. I love that we went back and forth with the princess from the first episode. I love that the Frankenstein element was kind of a mislead. Like, there was not a big brouhaha. It was a shoot him a bunch and then comedically deliver like an ongoing thing. I mean, he's been stalking her for centuries, so clearly she's killed him before and will have to do it again. I really dig that Frank Grillo got affected by the fight with Clayface. I really enjoy that we thought the only person that couldn't possibly be killed is the one they killed, which is what James Gunn does best. The setup, it should have been obvious. We even talked last week, and the only person we thought was safe was Nina. And of course, it's her, flashback episode, and that's when you're endeared and then take her out. I love that on the world building side, we got Clayface earlier, but bringing him back feels impactful. We got Bloodhaven, we got Star City, we got Metropolis, all iconic cities in the world of DC, and we're going to get those in the DCU. I love that Themyscira was a bit of a mislead. Like, they didn't actually go to Themyscira, but it exists as an important place, a place of women, that the sons of Themyscira, how certain people have taken the name or the concept of woke, which is a very, important concept, and made it into a negative. And I feel like the Sons of Themyscira represent this holy place of women, and then dude bros, have appropriated it. So it's very topical in the world, but that is world building in a unique way. So then later in the season, having Star City pop up, having, these places just casually named, it doesn't make it so there's a needle drop of like Metropolis. It makes it like you live in the world. When you turn on the news, you hear Chicago, you don't go pum, pum, pum. And I love that this feels so woven. And I really like that, to be honest, there was a couple characters introduced right at the very end, but it didn't have like a big what's next in the DCU. It got to feel independent, got to feel like itself, and we really love these characters now, so I'd love if we see them pop up in anything. I really hope, like, I've got a little, like, pocket aces that we see Dr. Phosphorus in Superman or someone from this. But, Greg, what do you think overall?
I think we'll see Rick Flag.
I think we might see Rick Flag.
We'll see Rick Flag.
Maybe.
Yeah, I thought that was a really solid finale. That was heartbreaking at the end. Because, like, last episode, you guys maybe didn't... Some of you guys might... didn't.
He did speak.
Some of you guys probably didn't catch the review of the last episode. You maybe saw some of the reaction. We didn't catch the review. But in the review, we were like, okay, who might die? And then I was like, well, James Gunn usually doesn't kill off the women characters. And I was likening especially Nina to Ratcatcher from the Suicide Squad. Like, okay, so she'll probably get the finale moment and be the big hero or something like that. And I thought it might even be very akin to the Suicide Squad, where the fate of their powers all come in hand to saving the world in some way. And that's not at all what happens. I thought that was awesome, because a lot of this is about perception versus reality. Mm-hmm. And then the monsters themselves, like, that kind of feels like that's the whole theme of the entire show.
Yeah.
Monsters who are misunderstood perception, but the reality of who they actually are underneath the surface. And bam, that happens right there with the princess at the very ending moment. Even like the shock of horror on the bride's face upon realizing, like, oh, her friend just died from this, which wasn't even actually the truth, at least momentarily lived in the truth. I am glad that they did conclude that she actually was a bad person to
Yeah.
Princess, because I was like, I don't know. I was like,
I like that it, you know?
like, what if this whole mission was just like worth nothing?
Well, 'cause that moment she was like killing her in the water and her eyes shimmering and she looked so evil and then she came out like doe-eyed and innocent. That to me was the confirmation of evil. Like I even said, like, oh, now she's innocent. I love that we got I'd immediately, the story's so good, I immediately forgot about the blurry figure in the photo.
Yeah.
Like I was so captivated that I was like, oh, that is such a red herring. And we just moved on.
And I think with perception versus reality, it messes with people who maybe study James Gunn's. Like James Gunn puts himself in the literal, like he's drawn in here.
He's the opening credits.
He's in the opening credits. So there is an awareness that it's a James Gunn property beyond just being a DC show. I think he knows there's going to be people like Coy and I who are going to be watching it with a certain
She's gotta
kind of
make it.
lens.
And
Yeah,
then-
with like studying the work of James Gunn and thinking we know how it's all going to go. I mean, not every audience member, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of us. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys who watch the show who are like us in that regard. And I think he messes with that. Again, perception versus reality.
Before the show aired, there were people going like, oh, so it's going to be blup, 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 complaining about the similarities to Suicide Squad. And I love that this went, hey, everything you thought was a left was a right, and everything you thought was a right was a left.
I mean, one other way, too, is Rick Flag is not the main character. It kind of sets it up like that, right?
Yeah.
It sets it up that Rick, he doesn't get a flashback episode the way everyone else gets flashbacks. Even Frankenstein gets flashbacks. Rick Flag doesn't get flashbacks. But Rick Flag, if you look at the Suicide Squad, if you look at Guardians of the Galaxy, it's the human guy who is the
eyeline, the
lead,
connection.
Yeah, eyeline connection, which Rick Flag does serve as, but he's not the main character.
But as soon as Mission 2 happens, it's the bride.
Yeah, it's like it's the bride who is the ultimate main character, the ultimate leader of this squad, not Rick Flag. So I love that subversion as well. Yeah, I think he really showed that he can do something different, you know, and I like kind of toying with the audience because, you know, my big complaint on the first episode was, like, if you look at like the full circle trajectory, like my big complaint was, man, this debut episode just feels like the Suicide Squad. This just feels like something I've already seen James Gunn do. And if you're going to be like the new DC universe, do something different. And then by the end, you're like, yeah, he's doing all the different things. And I really appreciate that about the execution of the show. And Nina is a heartbreaking character. You know,
Really got me.
She was a super empathetic one, and that was a heartbreaking tale with her dad. James Gunn's really good at the father stories. I think he's really good at like parental stories
And bullies. And like he says, such empathy for people that are pushed aside and ostracized.
Yeah, he's really strong at that. And I really like her because hers feels like, again, a universe. Like having Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, even though my recollection of the movies themselves is not strong, my takeaway with the themes of the Universal monsters is stronger than my actual memory of what happens in those movies.
Yeah.
And the general theme is like they represent some type of fear, and fear of not being accepted. And she does have like a Creature from Black Lagoon type of tale in a sense, and being misunderstood and rejected just for her appearance. I thought that was a really strong way to liken it. And I believe Frankenstein and Bride are, I don't know about Bride, but I know Frankenstein. I think they are public domain characters,
Yeah.
so they
They're
can't
Universal Monster. They can just be. And
so they
Frankenstein,
can use them. Yeah.
There's a current Creature Commandos comic that it's a different Frankenstein. Like
Oh, really?
it's another total archetype and totally different character, different name and everything.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I mean they serve a function, but in different ways, like Hulks do.
Yeah.
James Gunn is so good at playing with emotion and playing with heartstrings, and I think there is something to, you brought up, like, you know, his exposure to nerddom and was he bullied and all those things, and it's really interesting as a, you know, mid-30s nerd. I think there's a unique perspective that millennials have.
Early 40s.
Me? Good sir. Mid-30s. Do not rush the next 5 years. 36. Clinging to every year I have left.
Let's be real with the audience for once.
36. I have an ID. I'll
Early
show
40s. One more year, mid-40s.
30s. Jesus. A decade you've taken from me, Greg? Born in 88. My point being, millennials are uniquely poised with the internet being something we lived before, through, and during. Millennials are uniquely poised with pop culture, with movies coming out, you know, once a year getting a big type of movie, and then rarely getting superhero stuff. And then we've seen the acceleration. I bring that up because James Gunn is a bit older than me, and I remember literally being made fun of because I cared about superheroes. I remember being bullied, not like everyone's bullied, it happens, but I can't imagine what he went through if I was there when X-Men were getting movies and Spider-Man was getting movies, and I was still made fun of for caring about the comics. There's something really beautiful just from a outside perspective that he has been able to go through that and be someone that remained empathetic, that uses all of his knowledge and all of his storytelling prowess and his literal like storytelling manipulation in a good way, that he's putting art out there that makes people like me and younger and older people from all ends of the spectrum of nerddom, he's making empathy out of characters that he loved that he didn't get to celebrate, and now he's celebrating it for us. And we're getting to empathize with being underdogs. We're getting to celebrate this art, and the art has always meant such to me. It's why I don't like calling it content. It's why I don't like people trivializing superhero stuff. Some stuff is rushed. Some stuff isn't good. Some stuff is whatever, but every time there's one of these properties gets to celebrate that I lived through a time where I never thought I'd see the day, and it hasn't gotten old yet. There are some that aren't as good, but it is still a revelation for a kid that grew up being made fun of for reading these, that I get to talk about this for a living, that someone's making this art for me. So there's a lot of love I have for James Gunn for not turning into a dick. So many people, when they're bullied, so many people like that left a career. He was going to do music, and that's why he has this great ear for needle drops. So many people get so calloused. They turn into monsters. And instead of turning into a monster, he made monsters turn into us. And I really appreciate this show for doing that. And I really hope people can learn empathy. And I really hope he can use this universe, since he has so much control over it, to make people a little bit better. Because we're living through a horrible time of hate. And we're living through a lot of people being monsters. And that's the theme of the show in so many ways, is how you perceive that. And I really just hope that in all the vitriol of what he's gone through and taking over this universe and how much hate he's gotten, someone can appreciate publicly how much he's doing for nerds and how much he's making this stuff matter. So thanks, man.
Yeah, I do love this. This is really good content.
Yeah, it really is. It's just, it's like reading the back of a fucking cereal box. Content.
I think this is actually a really smart start. Will it get as much eyeballs or as much traction? I probably won't even get a fraction of the amount that the Superman movie will get, right?
Agreed.
Like there's probably not going to. It's an animated show, first and foremost. It's an animated show of characters that people are most likely not familiar with. However, I do think it is to your point, I think it's a really good start for a new universe, because this felt like an amalgamation of a bunch of different comics, like of every character, where it did feel like a complete graphic novel by the end. Like it felt like comic issues, and every comic issue allowed us to go into the backstory, and they would use a slight tinge or a different way of animating the backstory of characters. Obviously one comes to mind is the Nina one for this one, because we just saw it, but like they made it very blue.
And a bit of a shimmer too.
Yes. And then the Phosphorus one got to get us some of that Gotham aesthetic appeal. So this really showed, hey, we really care about the comic books. Like Invincible, to my understanding, they changed some stuff, but a lot of it is very much a direct adaptation, while still changing stuff that's not direct.
Timing and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but they still looks like the comic book of Invincible. And this is really like an inspiration of it, while still really feeling like we know the comics and we honor the comics and we really care about it. So I really thought this was a smart start to show. So much of the time when you hear about properties where filmmakers don't know what the comic book properties are, and it pisses off people for not knowing it.
This is the opposite.
This is the complete opposite. Like
there were characters
really
I didn't know, and there was a lot of stuff that was like right in front of me that I was tricked into, and I love that because I got to live this like a civilian in some ways.
One of my random disappointments with, not disappointments, but a bit of a bummer of James Gunn taking on the DC universe is, this guy's just stuck himself in just only doing the comic book DC universe now for forever. And he's got such versatility, and he's done other things through so many years. You're trying to convince me to watch Scooby-Doo.
It's so good.
He's done so many things. I loved his Super movie. Slither I thought was really cool.
I'll watch Scooby-Doo with you.
Yeah,
let's react to Scooby-Doo.
But the reason why I think he can take it on is because he really does love these characters. He really does love this world and universe. And plus,
these are gonna do. He can tell you more unique stories by putting it under the lens of superhero stuff. The whole point of superhero stuff is a Trojan horse for stories that might not have sold otherwise. So I love that he can tell crazy stories like this wouldn't work without these characters being under the DC umbrella.
Yeah, that's true.
So I love that he's done that, and it's the opposite of and I like the end of Joker, but I didn't like the movie. I like the end. It's kind of the opposite of Todd Phillips, who's like, I'm going to be the joke. Like, I'm going to be the Joker. You're the joke because I made this the thing. This is just a love letter that's able to tell insane stories that wouldn't work without these characters being IP.
Okay, Tarantino.
Dude, you know I said that weeks before Tarantino. You know QT's always copying me. Yeah, I really loved it. I'm really appreciative. It was heartbreaking and all the stuff James Gunn does well. The irreverence is so high, but it's always second to the heart, and that is so hard to do.
And the humor's not like surprisingly, he actually, if there's any element of James Gunnisms that showed restraint, it was vulgar humor.
Vulgar and the pop culture stuff was like sporadic compared to like, you know, he played those levels down.
Yeah, it's like vulgar sexual humor. There's more of that in the movie of the Suicide Squad than there is in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loved it. I hope you loved it as well. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of Creature Commandos Episode 7, as well as the entirety of the show. Are you more excited for the DCU as we are? I'm very, very, very hopeful for the future. This was definitely a great kickoff. Please leave a like on this video. Please hit that subscription bell if you have not yet, and we will see you for the next show, especially if you got that notification turned on. Lots more to come. Much love. We'll see you soon. Bye.